Alright, so today I'm going to go over the simple rules of Mom's Bluff. Now, Mom's Bluff is a numeric game, just like War, and it has a numerical value that runs from 0 through 10. So if you're holding on to a 9 or 8 or 10, you know you have a numerically superior card. Or if you're holding a 2 or 3, you know it's a pretty inferior card as far as numeric values go. At the beginning of the game, you deal out the cards evenly to everybody. Sometimes there will be an uneven amount of cards given to people, and that's okay. The objective of the game is to win as many cards as possible. Alright, so there's only 4 things that can take place during a hand. The first thing that could take place is you look at your card. Everyone at the table will look at their card and decide if they're going to play or fold. And just like in poker, you don't want to yell out if you're playing or folding before it's your turn. It might give another player an advantage if you do so. So you'd look at your card, decide if you're going to play or fold. So the first thing is if a player decides to play. All they would do is say play and let it go around the table. Now, if they play and lose, they would lose this card plus an additional 3 cards they would have to put into the middle for the victor. Now, if they played and won, then they will be collecting all the cards. Now, the second thing that could take place is if a player looks at their card, has a numerically inferior card, and they would then fold. So, folding, you're losing 1 card plus an additional 1 card. So it's more advantageous to fold than to continue to play numerically inferior cards. Because again, if you play and lose, you're losing that card plus an additional 3. So there's playing, there's folding. Now the third thing that could take place is if 2 people decide to play and they are holding exactly the same card. Now if 2 5s were played, then both players would put down 3 cards and flip the last card to see who had a numerically strong card. Just like in the regular when you play, whoever has the numerically stronger card would win. So this player would then collect all these cards and put them at the bottom of their pile. Now the last thing that can take place during Mom's Bluff is somebody has a Mom's Bluff card. Now, as you can note, the numerical value of the Mom's Bluff card is at 0, so it will lose to anyone who decides to play against it. So even if somebody's bluffing and they've got a 2, if you're holding onto a Mom's Bluff card, you're not going to want to play because it'll lose to a 2, it'll lose to anything. But it does have a significant, role to play in the game. It's purely for bluffing. So when you use the Mom's Bluff card, it not only allows all the players to fold, so like a bunch of players decide to fold, and then you say you're going to play, and when you reveal the Mom's Bluff card, all these players have folded. Now they owe an additional 3 cards as if they played and lost. So it's the ultimate in-your-face card, and it kind of serves the purpose as like, I decided to be brave and play with the weakest card in the hand, and none of you cowards would play against me. So it's the ultimate bluff card, and it really, is a game changer as far as how many cards you gain. Now, if you've ever played the game War, you know that there's when it gets down to 2 people, the games take forever. So in Mom's Bluff, whenever there's 2 players, you're knocking out players the whole time. Whenever you run out of cards, you're knocked out of the game, essentially. And whenever there's 2 players left, all they do is compare stacks, and the bigger stack wins. So to recap, there's 4 things that can take place during a hand. There's playing, there's folding, there could potentially be a war, and lastly, there could be the Mom's Bluff card.